Check. Testing 1 2. Can you hear me? Check. ETEM Hitep, Sini Sinet, Uncle Astajed, Uncle Johnson. Hitep, man. We in the building. Hold on real quick. I'm just trying to send. I'm not going to send it out a lot of places, but I've been having computer problems, so we've been down. Uh, so today I want to make sure that I get my phone working as well before this crashes, and then I have to keep reloading this in order to get in contact with you all. You can already see it's hard to hear me. My voice is not showing up on here, so it's probably going in and out. Let me get it on the phone as well, real quick. Let me see. I wonder if I hit go live, if it'll make me go live. It's supposed to be okay, there's the embed code. Where's my other code at? YouTube, you're changing stuff. Hold up, y'all. Get it popping in just a second. Thanks for the thumbs up out there. Who is that? Soul Power. Peace, brother. M. Hitep, son. What's good with you, brother Soul Power? Loud and clear? Okay, I'm good. Now, when this computer crashes, I'm going to try and get it on here because it's going to crash. I got to take it back to the shop, right? Let me see if I go live here, if it'll connect me to this live. No, it's making a brand new live. That's not what we need. Piss me off. Whatever. Uncle Jasaneb, Uncle Astajed, ETEM Hitep, Sini Sinet. Thanks for tuning in. As you know, these grow after I send them out. So when I send them out, I'm always all private and stuff. Private. But today I wanted to discuss the virtues of Ma'at, and discuss what Ma'at is, because we're coming close to what is it? Upin Rimpat. We're almost, where the cycle happens of the birthdays of Heru, Asar, Set, Nebehet, and Aset take place. Now, I'm gonna shout out my brother Patasik here. Oh, he came to learn. Absolutely, family. Absolutely. Dagger Squad in effect. The brothers from the Dagger Squad. Let me shout out the real Dagger Squad on MBK's channel nowadays. No, let me stop. Shout out to my brother Garfield. Shout out to my brothers over there, Danny and them, MBK, Allen, my guys. But let's talk about Ma'at. Very important. And we'll make this brief today. Get your Ptah out. Doesn't matter the translation. You should start to read Medu Neter by now. If you don't and you can't, there's plenty of classes. Infudishi, Arketi Amen, our brother Wujau, etc., etc. I know European guys teaching the class. What's the dude? The Israeli dude teaches it. It doesn't even matter. You should know Medu Neter by now. You should be up on game. But anyway, when it comes to Ma'at, we always hear different things that it's supposed to be. But what does the text actually say that it is? Is very important, right? And I'm not even going to use the book of Coming Forth by Day today. We'll use some other things in ancient Kemet, because everyone says the 42 virtues of Ma'at, right? That seems to be all they know about Ma'at, is the 42 virtues of Ma'at. But Ma'at expands deeper than that, right? So the maxims of Ptah are all laws of Ma'at. They're all laws of Ma'at. and they're different than the 42 that you know in a lot of cases. Several maxims. I'm an imhet. Maxims. All laws of Ma'at. But let's look at the text and see what Ma'at is supposed to be. Let's just look. Because if we look, and we're going to look at a couple sources, it's going to tell us more in depth about what Ma'at is. So right here, we're not just going to go to each maxim, which covers several things. We're going to touch Ptah. We're going to touch the pyramid text. We're going to touch the books of earth, right? The book of the earth. We'll get to that. Those three. And we should have a good foundation after we look up just the word Ma'at, to see what it means. Let's start in Ptah. First, let's go to Maxim 18. Maxim 18. It says, if you want to maintain friendship in a house where you are welcome. Hold on, let me make sure it's 18. Might be 19. It's actually 19. Maxim 19. Here we go. It says this. It says, on greed and incurable sickness. On greed and incurable sickness. It says, if you want to behave well, free yourself from the grip of all evil and fight any sign of greed, any sign of it. Get it away from you. That's not Ma'at. Greed is not Ma'at. It says, greed is an incurable fatal sickness with no remedy, and it affects wife from husband. Greed is the coming together of all kinds of evil and contains everything that is hateful. Stay away from greed. It goes on to say, a man can be balanced only if he follows the rule of Ma'at properly and treads his path correctly. He must reckon up his wealth with no sense of greed, while the greedy man will have no resting place to give him access to the other realm. Now, I've spoken on this before. If you were greedy and disrespectful as a human being, they wouldn't make a grave for you often. They leave you graveless. Let some wild animal take your body, right? That's how they would do it. And Metep, brother Farouk, my brother Farouk and Soul Power in the building tonight. Y'all better act like y'all know. So that's what they would do. It wouldn't build a grave for you. You're disrespectful. You're not in Ma'at. And when you're not in Ma'at, there's no burial for you. People would away with him, whatever. Put him outside in the forest. They'll figure it out, right? Put him on the savannah. The lions will get to it, right? So don't be greedy. That's rule number one. And tread the path correctly. That's what it says, Maxim 19. So we're going on what Ma'at is in the text. There's more text on Ma'at, but I'm just going off of a few texts we just pulled up, just so we can get a proper idea of what Ma'at is. Let's go further. Maxim 39. It says this. It says, on the need to listen and understand. Listen and understand. Let's go in. It is useful for a spiritual son to listen. You know what a spiritual son is. That's somebody you're raising up, giving guidance to. This is your brother, but you treat them, or even when it's the orphans, even when it's your children, even when it's children who aren't your biological. When they tell you it takes a village to raise a child, these are your spiritual sons and daughters outside. Let's go. If a person immerses himself in listening, he will start to understand. True listening makes the world valuable. The person who knows how to listen can master what is enlightening and useful. Listening benefits the one who listens. Listening is, you know what? Let me stop. I just came from the gym, so I've been hit a lot. Let's go to Maxim 38. 38. I'm sorry. I'm everywhere tonight. It's on the transmission of wisdom, knowledge, and sound principles. Let me say it again. On the transmission of wisdom, knowledge, and sound principles. It's not that 39 isn't Ma'at, obviously, but we need to come to 38 because it's going to say ma'at directly, and that's what we're looking for. So it says this. It says, if you listen to the maxims I have just handed on to you, all your undertakings will prosper. The wealth of these maxims lies in the extent to which they are sound. They will live on by word of mouth. So you know the African tradition is word of mouth. We generally didn't write a whole lot down, but good thing they did write these down. Let's go. Word of mouth, because they are so complete and so consistently expressed. That means these are time and time again, they've been done, expressed by your ancestors, by our ancestors. So let's go further. This is the teaching a disciple must pass on to posterity. If he listens, he will become a good listener, capable of understanding. It is good to lay down this teaching for posterity in the hope that it will be understood. If a good example is set by the leader, it will be effective for all eternity, from ancestor to you, all eternity. And all his wisdom will become one with the eternity of the cycles. We won't get into the cycles tonight. The one who knows takes care of his ba, his soul, his capacity for sublimation. He makes certain it will survive and be long lasting. Thanks to his ba, he is happy on this earth. Let's go further. The one who knows is recognizable by his wisdom and a noble one by his way of acting. So ma'at is on your sleeves. It should be noticed in your actions, in your methods, in your ways. It should be on your sleeves. We should see you and think ma'at. If we see you and don't think ma'at, we see you and think gangster. If we see you and think weed, if we see you and think something out of the ordinary, you need to change your method. You need to change up a little bit. We need to see you and think ma'at. When you see this, you start to think ma'at. When you see this, you see Bahudat on the ring, you think ma'at. Instantly. Let's keep going. His way of being should be the exact expression of his consciousness. May his lips be truthful when he expresses himself, and may his eyes truly see. May his ears become intent on listening to what is useful to his spiritual son. For the one who practices the law of ma'at cannot lie. You can't lie. And what you say and do is useful in every way. And the people around you should gain knowledge from what you do every day. That's what it said. That's what the ancestors told you. That's what ma'at is. So we're talking about what ma'at is. Let's go further. Let me see if I can get the number right this time. Let's see. Maxim 45. Maxim 45. It says, behave so that your master may say of you how accomplished he is. The son who received teaching from his father from the time he came forth from his father's being, from his very essence. So when you're amongst your teachers, which we call masters, just like a kung fu flick, not your slave master, a master, your neb, as it would say and says when you read the Medu, they should see your father's essence in you, and your father's essence should be of ma'at. You should be a reflection of your forefathers, and your forefathers are great. African forefathers are great without question. Other forefathers are great as well. But your African forefathers in ancient Kemet, your African forefathers amongst the Happy River, Congo, West Africa, Ashanti, Maasai, etc., great, without question. Without question, right? Let's go further. It says, the father spoke to him when his potential was still quite undeveloped. So it shows that your father taught you from the grain, from a seedling. And it says the son's accomplishment is greater than that prescribed for him. The father was great. The son should be greater. You should be greater than your Father in your actions, ways, methodology, and in ma'at. Period. Period. Let's go further. Behold, a good son is a gift from Necha, a being who accomplishes more than his master prescribed for him. May he keep the righteous law of Ma'at. May his conscience work in accordance with his endeavor. May your consciousness work with what you're doing. So you will join me if you bring the whole of your personality into play so that you can become a Necha. That's what Ptahhotep has to say concerning Ma'at. He says more, but he says that. Thank you, Brother Farouk. Thank you, Brother Farouk. Let's go to our pyramid text. You can grab your pyramid text right now. Let's go in. We're just talking about what Ma'at is. Let's go to, you see, I got it marked up. You see, I got it marked up today. That's my Ma'at detector. I'm detecting Ma'at. And it is right over here. Or was it here? 1000 Meskat, Happy Dua Mutev, the Jed Pillar. Let's find Ma'at. Just pulled it up right before I did. So let me just pull some stuff up for the show real quick. It's been so long. Where'd it go? We'll come back to that one. Tell you what, let's go over here to this one. It's what happens when I come out the gym and not everything is set up right. It says, hold on, let me see. Let me go to my pages. See, when you're a fighter, sometimes things get complicated because you get hit a lot. And I don't even get hit that much. I can't even lie. But sometimes you get hit a lot. So where am I at? 1582 is what I want. This is in my 14s. We're going to go to 1582. Real fast. There it is. This is a short one. It says this. It says this is utterance 586. The Nasut Beti is urged to be like Ra. So they're urging the king to be like Ra. It says, may you shine as Ra. Repress wrongdoing. Cause Ma'at to stand behind Ra. Shine every day for him who is in the horizon of the sky. Open the gates which are in the what? The Dua. The pet. They're telling the king every day, this is your duty. This is your mission. This is why the kings of ancient Kemet are so great, because they said, may you shine as Ra. Repress wrongdoing. Cause Ma'at to stand behind Ra. Ma'at should have the back of Ra. Period. Period. And it's that simple. It's that simple. That's how you should be. That's how we expected the king to be back in the day. That's what you expect out of your president, which you're not getting, but that's okay. You should be the shining example. You should wear Ma'at on your sleeves. It told you that earlier. Simple as that. Let's go to 1768. Let's go to 1768 real quick. I'm just going to pull through here. 1768. Some of this I don't even have marked up. So bear with your brother. 1768 right here. It says, I'll start in the middle. This is utterance 625. It's called As Last. It says, I have gone up by means of the staff, which is in the Geru Ba'ef. I have descended. I have descended upon the Hepwiti pole. The Hepwiti pole is a place in the sky, the place in the Dua above. But we'll cover that later. Not tonight. We'll cover that when we talk about the sky. I've gone up among the great ones. I've descended among the Seshu. I have gone up upon the ladder with my foot on Orion and, and my arm uplifted. I have laid hold of the lashing of Kenti Menutef, and my hand is taken to the great place. And it says, my arm is raised like Orion, because when you look at the constellation Orion, or when you look at the constellation Sa'a, you see that arm raised. And you see that Wa scepter in his hand, don't you? So it's talking about that part of the dua, which is next to what? My connection is unstable. If this crashes, don't trip. I'll fix itself. Good deal. Loves us tonight. So let's keep going. It says, I take my seat, which is in the Necharu's bark. So do not, and piece is messed up, something me. Me is an official of the sky. My mansion is there among the owners of names. And then there's a messed up part. And then it says the sun folk, or the Hemenu, right? And it says, and his two boats. My name is there in the horizons, and the holy images fear me, tremble in the presence of the Emi Nejet. Every Necharu who shall give me his power shall take possession of Ma'at. I create peace from fighting in the presence of Sejbes. It is I, Ma'af, who brings to me the range of offerings which Kanu made, and I go up. So it says something kind of important. It says that I bring Ma'at through fighting. And when you fight, you bring order and peace when you have a discord, right? So not every time when there's a fight is it a bad thing, because you can't just say, stop doing that, stop doing that. What happens when you say that to a child? They keep doing what they're doing. They ignore you. Sometimes you have to show by an act of force. Sometimes you got to spank a little booty, right? Humans as adults are the same way as children. So sometimes you talk to adults and you got to spank a little booty, because they tend not to listen. They tend to keep doing the wrong thing anyway. And so you have to occasionally fight. This is why wars are fought. This is why we're talking about a king who has to do what he has to do, because people don't always listen. So sometimes he has to fight to get it across. Exactly. Acting very setish, very set-like, very chaotic. And what is Ma'at? Ma'at is order. And so a fight may be what you have to do in order to bring order to a situation. And so in that case, guess what? They're telling you, the ancestors are telling you, Ma'at is just not, hi guys. No, sometimes we got to get busy. Sometimes we got to get busy. It was a shooting out here the other day. You know what? We had to go out there. We had to march. We had to go get busy. We had to go get busy. We had to spread Ma'at without question. We was at Juneteenth the other day. I just talked to a little kid from the Crips. One of my young boys from the Bloods came by. The little Crip dudes I just talked to about being peaceful, righteous, and in unity. They start going up to the Blood dude. The Blood dude pull out the gun. Oh, you want to join the on the spot? On the spot. Somebody said, chill. I looked over. I said, yo, put that down. Crip dude start running. Look, I said, get around the corner. Blood dude ran around the corner. Because you have to be able to spread order and justice. In fact, it's tribal war. Yeah, clan war, basically. And you see me on the video talking to my Hebrew Israelite brothers. They're right over there. We're talking. They're talking about order and method. And you can talk till the sun turns, Talk to people are blue in the face. If you can't show ma'at when it's time to show ma'at, what good are you? What good are you? So you see, our brother Sa Neter, he's been saying lately, if you give it a preacher from home, he's right. When are y'all outside? When do you go outside and stand on the bark of Ra, as it says in the book of Coming Forth by Day, and proselytize, as Saber Reggie doesn't want you to do? I'm telling you, go do it. Saber, no, I'm telling you, go do it. Go do it. Because if you don't promote and wear this on your sleeves, it will never be. It will be something of the past. And you see this generation that's coming up now, you don't want that to be what's running you when you old. You don't want to you don't want to have to think about some of the stuff that will be going on when you're old. If these are the people in charge and there is no ma'at, there is no order, there is no justice, there is no righteousness, and nobody wears it on their sleeve, so you don't know where to get it from. That's the last thing you need. Period. Period. Let's go to another one, and then we'll go to the Book of Earths and we'll end it out for the night, huh? Let's go to one more in here. Let's see, 2290. Where's 2290? Let me see. Let me see if I got it marked up. 2290. Here we go. Utterance 758. The king has come. The king is given breath and food. Let's see what it says concerning ma'at. Remember what we're talking about. We're talking about ma'at and what it means. It says the king has come to you. The king eats of the provision of the double. The king feeds on food. The king receives an offering from the Netcheru's hand. It is the king who makes pot cakes, or the Asarian cakes, who gives supplies to the king on the day of the Set festival. Collect what belongs to truth. The truth is what the king says. What does it say in the Medu Neter? It says, collect what belongs to ma'at, for ma'at is what the king says. And all you got to do is look at the Medu Neter in the back and you can read it. It says Shedi, etc. It's telling the king, like it's telling you, to collect ma'at, collect truth. Because that should be what you say. That should be what you live on. That should be what you eat. That should be what you receive. If it's not truthful, if it's not ma'at, don't receive it. Don't eat it. Don't touch it. It's not of you. And if it's wrong, put it in order so that ma'at starts to reflect from it or come out of it. Very simple. Very simple. Let's go here. The Book of Earths. The Book of Earths, just to end it off. There's 2 minutes left. I said I'll be 30 minutes, right? We'll be real brief. Real brief. It says, bent sunshades and morning Netcheru, right there. Some of y'all don't have the money to get this book, right? Understood. All right? The Book of Earths. For those who can't afford it. No big deal. It says, where is it at? It says, Shesu wet neb wa ma'at. It says, sunshades of the possessors of ma'at. It says, weti netchera, he whom the great Netcher begets. So it's telling you, Netcher begets you. If you are in ma'at. It says, seteti netcher, he whom the great Netcher illuminates. Those who are in ma'at are the ones that are illuminated by Netcher. You're not in ma'at. You're not in the shade of ma'at. You're not illuminated by nature. You're not illuminated by Netcher. Period. 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 So let's go a little further. It says, in front of the two standing Netcheret, left to right, it says, Aset Weret, great Aset. Aset Weret. It says Nebet Nebet Huet, Nebet Ma'at. Nebet Het, the possessor of Ma'at. Asar's two sisters possess Ma'at. Nebet Het in particular is the possessor of Ma'at at the moment. It says Sheteti, he who illuminates. Wateti, he who begets. Jakebi, he who mourns. And Shutej, he of the shade. Nebet Huet, Nebet Het, and Aset. It says that, right? So the shade for you, according to the book of the earth, is the shade of Ma'at. Hide yourself in Ma'at. What will the Necha illuminate you by? What will illuminate your limb? Since you're a limb of Ra, what will illuminate? You being righteous. The things that you do that are righteous will illuminate you. Wear it on your sleeves. That is Ma'at. We covered justice. We covered order. We covered righteousness. We covered speaking truth. We covered wearing this on your sleeves. We covered don't be greedy. This is Ma'at. More than the 42 virtues. Way more than the 42 virtues. This is the guidance that you should have. This is the know-how that you should have. This is what you should wear on your sleeves. This is what you do if you remember who you are and be an Asar. Uncle Jasaneb, Ankwas the Jed, enjoy your evening, shine like Ra, and do and speak and carry on in Ma'at, and Ma'at. I'll see y'all soon in the top.